Now, we're joined by Congresswoman Ann Wagner from the 2nd Congressional District. Ann, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, Mark. I am at a very busy Ann Wagner and Roy Blunt headquarters, and with a lot of volunteers, we are getting out the vote.
That's outstanding. We had a really good turnout in St. Charles County Saturday for something similar, so I'm glad to hear that people are motivated, and I got several phone calls at my house yesterday on Sunday afternoon. I think Mike Huckabee called me. Wasn't that nice of him? Chris Cox called me. I mean, all these people are calling me at home.
Yeah, I tell you what, we are now getting to the point of saturation where folks are saying, okay, all right, already. Don't call anymore. I'm going to vote for Roy Blunt. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I'm going to vote for Ann Wagner. Do not call. But it's great to see. We started out the morning at about 9 a.m. here at the headquarters. Over 150 volunteers were here, Mark, and Senator Blunt was here. Jay Ashcroft was here, and we kicked off our final push. We are less than 17 hours from when the polls open tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I want to say this, and I'll remind your listeners, go to vote.annwagner.com if you need to find out where your polling place is, times, all of that. Very important. We're not going to waste one single vote. Everyone's got to get out and do their civic duty tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that's a good website. It's because forever we're getting people calling in here or emailing us and asking us about precincts and voter questions that we just don't know the answer to. So
yeah, no, yeah. It's important, and we have done out of this headquarters, Mark. I'm really proud of the team. We've been in here jointly with Senator Blunt now for since last February. So we have been working it here, and collectively with all of our fantastic volunteers, we have not made tens of thousands, but literally hundreds of thousands of live voter contacts. They've been going door to door. They've had phone calls that are still going on right now, postcards that have gone out, lit drops. I'm heading out to Fenton here in a little bit to do a couple more hours of door to door with the team, and it's exciting. And we're going to bring it home tonight. There's going to be a big rally at Derek Greitens' headquarters at the end of the evening, probably around 8:30 or so. Make sure that we bring all of our candidates home. I predict a clean sweep here for Republicans in Missouri. It's going to be a historic day.
Yeah, I hope so. I know I'm a little late to this. I know you were on Jamie's show earlier last week. But let's talk about Donald Trump for a minute. I mean, there was a time when you kind of backed off your endorsement of him, but you are going to vote for him, and that's who you're pushing for the President of the United States, right?
You bet. Absolutely. I have always been voting for Donald Trump. I made that clear last May when he released his list of Supreme Court justices, and we have got to encourage everyone to get out and vote for Donald Trump, and everyone down the ballot, up and down for Republicans. The entire ticket. The stakes are just way, way, way too high for this country, and this Clinton criminal enterprise and these scandals just can't continue. I will tell you, we're just disgusted by it, and literally the investigations that are still going on with the foundation. These are people who fly above the law by their own set of rules. I don't care whether it's Benghazi, the classified emails, the missing emails, the pay-to-play. This is it's a mess, and we can't have this kind of scandal and corruption in our White House at the highest office. It's just too much at stake. You talked about it earlier, Mark, about your children and grandchildren, about the generations to come, and how important this election is. So you bet I'm supporting Donald Trump, and will be voting for him tomorrow. And in the words of my good friend Governor Pence, all Republicans need to come home.
I love that line. Congresswoman Ann Wagner is our guest. Let's talk about James Comey for a moment. Came out with a bombshell a week ago, and nobody thought there's any way they'd get this cleared up before the election. And now, lo and behold, they managed to get through 650,000 emails in 5 days.
Yeah, does anybody believe that? I mean, my goodness, it has been. It has been a little over a week here, and they somehow say that they have combed through 650,000 emails. The American people know that's not true. And we're going to be wrought with scandal after scandal. This issue is not going away, and I don't believe that Director Comey has come anywhere close to getting through that many emails and getting to the bottom of all this.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I had Catherine Herridge from Fox News on earlier, and she pointed out that it's very important that despite what the Democrats are saying, Comey did not clear her of any wrongdoing. He just said the investigation didn't carry him any further than it had in July, at which point, there was a lot of talk of mishandling classified documents.
That's correct. And, that Congress is we are an investigatory body, and we will continue to push towards the truth. The American public deserves that, and they deserve a president who, again, doesn't play by their own rules, is scandal-free, is not above the law. We are tired of this criminal enterprise, and the Clintons are at the bottom of every bit of it. I have said from time after time after time, Hillary Clinton is unfit. And I've been one of the few in our entire Republican congressional delegation that has taken a larger role in attacking Hillary Clinton. And it's been reported in Missouri Times, Scott Fawn. They all did a big piece saying that we've been a very effective messenger on her deficiencies. And I'm going to continue in that quest. And hopefully, after tomorrow and the polls close, we won't have to worry about the Clintons any further.
And I'd like to play a clip for you real quick from President Obama yesterday, talking about encouraging illegal aliens to vote. I'm sure you've heard this by now, but I'd like to get your reaction to it. Hold on just a moment here.
Many of the millennials, dreamers, undocumented citizens, and I call them citizens because they contribute to this country, are fearful of voting. So if I vote, will immigration know where I live? Will they come for my family and deport us?
Not true.
Okay.
And the reason is, first of all, when you vote, you are a citizen yourself, and there is not a situation where the voting rolls somehow are transferred over and people start investigating, etc. The sanctity of the vote is strictly confidential in terms of who you voted for. If you have a family member who maybe is undocumented, then you have an even greater reason to vote.
I don't know. It sounded like he was encouraging people who are illegals to vote. The more I listened to it, maybe he was just parsing words a little bit, but it's still a little bit disturbing.
We're tired of his parsing of words for the last 8 years, and I find it outrageous that he would be making such statements and encouraging illegal immigrants to go out and vote. You have to be a citizen of the United States of America in order to exercise your privilege and your duty to vote. It is very sacred to us, and all I can tell you is this is what happens when you have a president who governs by pen and phone, that also thinks that he can go around we the people here in Congress, who allows executive amnesty and all of his other long laundry list of executive orders that go around we the people in Congress. He's created a fourth branch of government, and when he can't get it done through his regulators and his agencies and his departments, he then does it directly himself. Well, those days are over, absolutely over. And, I am hoping we're going to wake up the morning of November 9th, and it's going to be a new day for America, so that our kids, so that we can have our own American dream, our freedoms back, all the things that are so very, very important to us. So Everyone's got to get out and do their duty tomorrow and vote.
And it drives it home when we saw I believe it was a Missouri Scout poll out that I saw earlier, at how big of a lead Donald Trump has in the state, but how some of our other races are closer. So, I'm afraid people are going to take that for granted, and I don't want them to. We've got to get them out there to circle those ballots. You've got to go fill your ballot out tomorrow.
They absolutely do, and the Senate is very important also. I can't stress that enough. So we started out the day with Senator Blunt. They're going to be doing a big statewide sweep today, about 9 different cities. Our ticket is led by Senator Blunt. We are ground zero for the U.S. Senate, Mark, and this is very, very important. Literally, I think that Senator Blunt could be the 51st or 52nd senator on the Republican side of the aisle in the Senate. This is about the Supreme Court. This is about stopping any of these things that could happen, whether it's during lame duck or beyond.
Right. It's a great point. Congresswoman Ann Wagner, thanks so much for your time, and thanks for your hard work today trying to get out the vote.
We are working it hard. We're going to bring it home. Leave everything on the field. That's what I'm telling everyone.
Very good. Ann, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Take care, Mark.
All right. Thank you. Congresswoman Ann Wagner out working with Congressman Senator Blunt's office today. That's a good thing. Telling